Today is Sunday, the 25th of February, 2018. I'm Keith Ward, and welcome to another episode of Homeless in Titusville. And today I'm being joined by, what is your name, sir?
Kristoffer Suchland.
And how do you spell that?
Kristoffer Suchland, D as in David.
Okay, and are you from Titusville originally?
Port St. John, so basically yes.
Okay, and you were telling me something quite interesting, that I actually had a family member of yours on my show.
Yep. Lisa Partwell, with Brian Partwell, Gabriel Partwell, and Danica Partwell.
So those are your nieces and nephews and your brother-in-law.
And my sister, yep.
Wow. Mm-hmm. So tell me a little bit about how you personally became homeless.
Well, I moved from Illinois down to Georgia, with a girl thinking it was the best idea.
And how did you meet this girl?
A friend of mine.
So it wasn't on Facebook or Plenty of Fish?
Nope.
Because we hear that story a lot.
Yeah. But no, see, technically he wanted to have me meet her a month early. But I'm one of those that have been screwed over too many times. I was too scared. You know, you don't get your heart broken way too many times before you just say, fuck it, no, sorry.
Yeah, right. That's all right. Be yourself.
So basically I moved to Georgia with her on about the 2nd of January. Moved in with her and her friends. Well, it was going good until they started.
So wait a minute. There were a bunch of you, and you had roommates. You guys were splitting the costs.
Well, see, her sister came up with her husband to pick us up. Mm-hmm. A lot cheaper than Greyhound or U-Haul, and since one of us had a driver's license at a time, how else are we going to get down there?
Okay.
But it was getting too hard. It was getting to the point. I mean, I told her from the beginning, I don't know how to take care of pigs. I don't know how to take care of chickens.
Oh, you were on a farm.
Basically, a miniature farm.
Wow. Okay.
I'm not going to say that it was all me. It was all them. So I'm not one of those people that will get up and do something right away.
Okay.
When I'm hurting, I'm lazy.
Okay.
I'll admit that.
Okay.
But I also like to hide when I'm stressed or when I'm upset because I'm a talker. Now, one thing I learned as a kid, my mom and my sister explained it to me. When I'm quiet, it actually scared them because I get this mean-looking face.
But don't you have Asperger's, you said?
Yeah, I have Asperger's. Now, I'm not going to blame that, but the way Asperger's works compared to normal autism is you're 8 to 10 years younger than mine compared to your body. So I'm going to be 31 in whatever many days until Thursday next week. Wait, just Sunday, so whatever. The 1st of March, I'm sorry, 5th of March. My bad. So whatever days that is to that. So you say I'm 30, we're going to be 31. So if you take 8 to 10 years off that, I'm still in my 20s. And as we all know, especially us guys in the 20s, we're not the brightest out there. Because we still got that stupidity that we had as a teenager. Usually.
Okay. So what about your this living situation? How many people were there in this house?
Let's see, us to about 5 until they invited another guy to move in and stay on the couch, so 6. And it wasn't a house. It wasn't a house. It wasn't a house, mind you.
What was it?
It was a 3-bedroom trailer.
Oh my God! We're talking like a mobile home?
Yes, one that's been there for over 10 years, so it cannot move.
Wow. Okay.
I found out that's
so your job. So taking care of these animals, was that like your main source of income, or
no?
Is that how you paid the rent?
No, I paid the rent with disability.
Okay. So you're on Social Security disability?
Yep, SSI.
And what are you on SSI for?
My autism. I've been diagnosed since the age of 5.
Okay.
I've actually been in the system since the age of 5.
And how much do you get a month from Social Security?
About $750.
Okay. So not a whole lot of money.
No. Enough to pay bills. Not even enough. I mean, I had to quit my meds just so I can afford to live.
Yeah.
I mean, when your meds run minimum of $500 for one.
What kind of meds were you on?
I was on Depakote, I was on Seroquel, and I was on Xanax. Depakote, I had to take with Seroquel because Seroquel would counteract. Problem with Depakote, it causes anger problems. Worse than you average see. Like me, I'm usually a talkative, happy guy, but when I start taking Depakote by itself, I get pissed more often. I get angry. I get irritable. Just think of that time of the month, and you understand what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. But Seroquel can cause problems too. I was on these because it got to the point I couldn't take too much. There was too many pills that are used that I'm either affected bad by, like having seizures or something like that, to I'm immune to it. Like I can't ever take Ritalin again. I took so much growing up that they would have to start on too high of a dose.
Well, what about, has any social workers ever hooked you up with like Medicaid or something to help pay for the medicines? I don't understand how come you had to pay so much for the medicine.
Well, that's the thing. The problem was when I was in Illinois, I had it, but I even talked to my doctor. I got weaned off of them because they noticed I was doing better without my pills than I was with my pills. So they realized I didn't actually need meds. It wasn't, anxiety, the Xanax alone was just for my anxiety, and I learned to cope with that a long time ago.
So then you left Illinois and went in January to Georgia with none of the meds. So it was kind of new for you. You were just becoming a different person because you didn't have the meds anymore.
I didn't have I had my meds longer before that. It was over a year.
So they'd been cut off over a year ago.
Yes.
Okay.
But the problem was, when I went to Georgia, I wasn't able to get my insurance because, no offense to anybody living in Georgia, it's worse than Florida. You got to think. The town I was living in, one of the laws states it's illegal to show affection in public. If you give your girl a hug, you give your girl a kiss, that's arrestable crime. That's actually in their small town.
I've heard of these different things. They often call them blue laws because of the color of paper they were wrote on back in the
Which I'm not saying I got arrested for that, but it was Georgia does not like.
Where were you at in Georgia?
Little Wussy. It's Little Wookie, but they say Little Wussy, so if you call it...
What county?
Liberty.
So was this northern Georgia?
Hold on, no, sorry, Long County, my bad. It gets confusing.
Was this northern Georgia?
Southern. It was actually an hour and a half about from the Florida's border.
Okay. So it wasn't a big town you were in?
No, it was like a small town like you would see back in our great-grandfather's days.
Okay, so a lot of farmers,
Yes, mostly farmers. They still have a lot of problems with people dog fighting. And I don't mean the average you would see in like California. I'm talking about these are people that still believe
probably chicken fighting and
the only thing most of them believe that the only job a dog has is attack and kill people. They will raise every dog they get to be that aggression, and it's like
hunting dogs.
Well, no, literally as guard dogs, and they don't treat certain dog breeds as they're supposed to be. Like we all know what a Chihuahua is used for. That's a lap dog. That's not a guard dog. I could do some damage, but if you could punt the thing.
Well, how did you fit into the community living there?
I didn't really, because as a new person, every time I walked down the street, because there were ways away just to go get a pack of cigarettes, people calling up her sister saying, "Why is he walking down the street?" It's like, I understand, new person, small community, you're wondering what the hell he's doing, but it was too small.
So you left that situation with your girlfriend in Georgia, and you decided to come back to Titusville to be in the Port St. John area.
Yeah.
And is that because you had somewhere to go? Like, did you have a place to stay? So you knew you were going to be homeless here.
I knew that I had some money on me. There wasn't. I knew I wouldn't have.
How much money did you have?
About $50, which was more than enough to get. It's only a couple days, but I knew I was going to be homeless. But it was I couldn't afford the ticket myself, so she paid for it. So she wanted to go the cheaper route instead of paying the $200 to go back to Illinois. And even if I went back to Illinois, I would still be homeless. So it was
So you could be homeless in the cold, or you could be homeless in the warm.
Yeah, so it was one of those. Go back to your home state, or go back to a state that is getting worse by the minute.
Yeah. Wow. There are a lot of social programs and things that are available for someone like yourself who gets Social Security disability for housing, discounted. Have you thought about, because you said you'd only been here since about Wednesday or so?
Yeah.
So have you thought about some of the things like the Titusville housing department?
I've called some of the low-income places, but the problem is a lot of people forget I don't have my check yet. So even if I was accepted, I can't go in. Second, there's not that many openings.
Right, I know that. That's for sure.
It's not that. I'm not going to say. It's not.
There's going to be a waiting list for sure.
Oh yes. So either way, I'm going to be waiting homeless. Like I already planned next month that if I have to, now mind you, if I have to, I would go. I've been researching some of those hotels and motels that do a discount if you do 30 days. You know what I'm talking about?
Right.
Now, some of them are around the 500 range, and some of them I haven't talked to yet if they go below that, because you don't. I don't want to spend all of it on that one thing. You get what I'm trying to say?
Right. Well, have you thought about maybe, or do you have you gotten food stamps in the past to help feed yourself?
I'm waiting for my food stamps.
Okay.
Because I was planning, and
because you're gonna have to fill out your stuff for here in Florida so you can get food stamps.
Oh yeah.
To feed yourself.
I was already planning to go up there tomorrow. Because I made it late. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
I was trying to figure out where everything's at. It is a long walk.
Yeah. When you don't have, you don't even have a bike.
Nope.
And I would imagine riding the bus, because it costs money.
Yeah.
That's kind of a luxury.
Yeah. I mean, I can ride the bus. I mean, the lady on, I think it was the number 2. She told me what to do. I mean, I have my ward letters from Social Security showing that I get I get my check. So I can. It's when I get my check is when I can start getting that stuff. Because a lot of people don't realize, it may only be $6 for that 10 rides, right?
Right.
But I got to get that $6.
Right.
But here's the thing, which is more important, paying that $6 for that or paying $6 to get something to eat? See, even cigarettes come before a bus ride. I'll walk, even though it hurts my feet to do it. Because I have been hurting lately. I'm sunburned, and even when those flies land on, it's like, what the hell? Do you have to land in that area?
Yeah.
So, I mean, tomorrow I got to walk over there. I also have to come up with $18. That's why I'm waiting until around Thursday to get my birth certificate. I mean, I have a Florida ID. I've had a had a Florida ID since.
Is it a driver's license or just a state ID?
State ID. It's the older one.
Have you ever had a driver's license?
Nope.
So you've never had a driver's license ever in your life?
Nope. It's not that I can't drive. I have chosen not to. Right now, ever since I was younger, when I was about age 14 or 15 to start for the permit, my thing was I don't feel comfortable. What happens, my original memory was this, what happens, even if it's not my fault, I slam on the brakes as a kid runs out, but I'm not able to stop in time. Because he ran right out, and I hit him, he dies.
Well, there are risks that come with anything and everything in life,
Well, the only other reason why I don't drive is because I can't afford it.
So you said also that you had this girlfriend you were living with and whatnot in the past. How about any children? Do you have any children of your own?
Nope.
So that's a good thing in a lot of ways.
Well, I wouldn't say it's a good thing. It's actually because I can't have children.
Okay.
It's not because I choose not to have children. It's I can't.
Okay.
I mean, it would be more difficult being allergic to latex. Allergic to latex. Well, that means I can't use much. But I was born with a hernia. So certain things didn't fall like they usually do for a boy when he's a couple months old. Things didn't develop right, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, right.
So, I mean, it's not that I don't want... I'm scared to have kids, actually. The way I was as a kid, God help me. I don't want a female version of that.
Okay. So what is your long-term goal now, being back here in the Titusville area? Do you want to make your life here?
Yeah.
You're here to stay?
Right now, the problem is I'm getting yelled at. I'm trying to help. My sister's trying to help me, but my uncle in Illinois is yelling at me. Because it's gotten to the point I'm confused. I'm trying to see what I can do. If I get...
But you have to do you. You have to control your own future. You are the only one.
I already have a plan what I want in the next couple years.
So it doesn't matter what anybody else wants, because you're an adult.
The main thing I'm looking for right now, after I get a place to stay, and I have a place to stay, I'm looking around for schooling. I'm going to finish my schooling because I want to do what I want to do. And what I want to do is, I used to love, my grandfather on my mom's side, her stepdad, he worked on cars. I helped work on a 1950s old Ford car. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
The one you see hot rods out of. Well, there's not that many people out there that can work on the old steel bodies.
So you like body work. You're not really a mechanic. You don't really mess with the engine. You like the body.
Right, the body, because, all right, the engine... I've taken an engine out of a car by myself before. All you need is a strong rope or chain and a pulley system, and you can get that sucker out yourself.
Right.
And a strong tree or something of the case. But the difference is the work, nobody sees the engine. Oh, they do see it when they open the hood, but when you're driving down the road, what is the first thing you see? You see that body work. Now, somebody sees that body work and they get told who did it. They're going to try. They might just decide to come see me, right?
Well, but you really shouldn't be working if you're on Social Security disability. I mean, that's the whole point of being on Social Security
no.
disability.
See, it's SSI. There's a difference.
There is a difference. Okay, what is the difference?
SSI, it's because I've never worked. I actually have never worked. SSI is supplementary. Social Security. It's a supplemental income, is what it is.
But you get it because you have a disability. Though.
Yes, but I have a mental disability.
I know, but the thing is, a disability is a disability,
right? And
you're getting that money, for that reason.
Yes, and even Social Security office told me that if I choose to work, I can. Mm-hmm. Now, the bigger benefit of if I do go into school and do go work. The better benefit of that is if something, once I do decide I'm working and something happens, I will be able to go on regular disability for that. Okay. And they have told me, I've talked to Social Security many times about this. They have explained to me the main difference between the two is the help you receive. Regular disability, SSDI, there is more openings. What I mean by that is, let's say I do get a check of SSDI, right? Mm-hmm. I can still work.
Okay.
You can work a set amount until like a couple years later. It depends on the person. When my dad got out of the service, right? He was fully disabled. His hip got shattered. His knee got shattered. So he was deemed fully disabled, but they still allowed him to work for that 2 years.
Right.
That before. That he got this, got that disablement and all that. He still worked for 2 years. He was one of those that didn't want to quit. He still doesn't want to quit. You want to know what he did? He went to New York and became one of the zipline guides.
Oh.
A guy that's hip and leg is all fucked up was a zipline guy, and it was in his late 40s. And these other guys are kids, in their 20s.
Right.
So. That's my plan. Now, we all know plans don't always go well.
Right, absolutely.
Because in order for me to go to schooling, I'm going to have to go through the system for the grants, the Pell Grant or whatever it's called. Mm-hmm. Well, the government might decide you don't need it. If that happens, then I can't go to school because I can't afford to pay, MIT or anything like those kind of trade schools because they're expensive as hell.
Right.
I looked at one of them; it's almost $200,000 a year. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
I don't have a daddy or a mommy to pay for my schooling like some of these youngsters.
True. So, what about, your friends and family? Do they know that besides your sister, does anyone else know that you're homeless? You're on the streets of Titusville?
The only, other than my grandma and dad, which I really don't mess with that much.
And they live in?
Orlando.
Okay.
I don't know where my dad really lives, but I know my grandma lives in Orlando. But my aunt and uncle are in Peoria, Illinois. They know I'm homeless because I talk to them. My sister knows I don't have anybody else that I know. My mom's dead. My grandparents, other than that one grandma's dead. I have no great-grandparents alive. I had all the friends I had here are all gone. Yeah. They have left years ago. Hell, the only one I called didn't even remember who I was.
Wow. So, how long do you think it's going to take you before you're in a place?
Well, depending on if we're talking about an apartment itself, that could be up to months.
Yeah.
I might have to stay at the freaking motel. Because I was looking at the low income. I was looking at the monthly, like Vista Day Rio.
Yeah.
They're booked, and they don't know when they're going to get a room open.
Right.
And there's not that many places. So even if I have to stay at a motel, they're not going to get mad. I'm paying them to stay.
Yeah. Well, how are you feeding yourself on a daily basis? Are you panhandling for money?
No.
Are you eating out of trash cans?
Actually, to be all honest, other than selling for $30 yesterday, on the first.
So you sold some. He played Magic the Gathering.
I sold some
cards.
And
he had some cards that he sold, and so you made about $30.
Yes.
And you're using that money right now to kind of feed yourself.
Well, I did. I'm down to $2 out of that, but well, it's expensive to feed yourself.
Oh, absolutely.
And of course, I do have a habit of cigarettes, and that's what I bum more often than not.
And how much do you spend on those a day?
Around $8.
You spend $8 a day on cigarettes?
That's just 2 packs.
Only 2 packs? I mean, dude, that's a lot of smoking.
Well, no, I'm not saying I smoke that much.
Okay, well then where did 2 packs go?
Well, I still have them.
Oh, you still have them?
Yes, I'm smoking this is the one I have right here. That's the first pack.
Okay.
It's not that I smoke them. See, I like to buy extra just in case. Right. What happens if the next day I don't have any money? But I have a pack of cigarettes. I'm happy. Well, my thing is, like, the first night.
So if you had a decision to make between food and cigarettes, and you can only buy one, which would you choose?
Oh, it would be food.
So you would choose the food
Yes.
over the cigarettes?
Well, the thing was, I did get food. I had some money left over.
Well, because some guys tell me that the cigarettes bring them comfort.
Well, they do, but here's the thing. You can only go up to 2 weeks without food before you die.
Right.
Cigarettes, you don't need to live. Hell, you're going to live longer if you quit them.
Right, absolutely.
Well, now, even bigger than, well, it wasn't that. Like, the first night I was here,
Okay.
a guy saw me get a cigarette out of one of the cigarette bin, the ashtrays. He gave me 4 cigarettes and asked me what's been going on, man. I told him. He took me inside and he got me some food from Walmart.
That was nice.
Yeah, that lasted until about Friday. Because it wasn't that much. Because one, he offered, so I'm not going to ask for much. You know what I'm trying to say?
But you also told me that right after you got off of the Greyhound bus, you got robbed.
Yes.
Right here in Titusville.
Yes.
And did you call the police?
I did, but when I called and told them, one of them did show up.
Okay.
But I was told, which I expected to be told, because I couldn't really, being as my bad eyesight, I couldn't really see what the guy looked like. I told him what my bag was, what was in it, you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
They said they couldn't do anything because he had already left. Which I understand.
Wow.
I'm one of those people that's not going to argue for cop.
That's kind of a tough way to begin your life on the streets homeless, is to you come homeless and then you get robbed. I mean, that's horrible.
It's like a big middle finger from Florida saying welcome back.
I guess so. Wow, man. Well,
At least I'm alive.
so how is your sister doing? If you could kind of update us on that, what's going on with her?
Well, from what I understand, and this is all I know.
Right.
Well, originally she got some people let them stay out in a tent behind their house.
Right.
With their kids at somewhere else, but these other people allow them to stay at their house.
Right, correct.
So I understand that, and she's watching the other people's kids, and she's doing better than she was. Is what I understand.
Right.
I don't ask too many questions because, again, I don't want to feel worse.
Right.
Because there's always somebody worse off than you. I saw somebody worse off than me.
Really?
A homeless guy in a wheelchair. One leg, that's pretty worse off than me.
Yeah.
Because try to go in that wheel, and it wasn't electric, it was regular one like that.
Yeah, regular
and
manual.
So try to go up that hill going to Washington Street and that would be difficult as hell.
Absolutely. I agree. Wow. Well, listen, man, we wish you all the luck in the world. If there are any family or friends that do not know you're homeless, do you have any messages for them? Is there anything you would like the viewers to know about your situation?
Anything helps.
Right.
That's pretty much all it is. I don't ask for much. I don't care for much. If you can help me get a place to stay or help me get a bite to eat, you don't even have to worry about cigarettes. I'm supposed to quit.
Right.
Technically, I have a vape, but that gets annoying as well.
So what size shoes do you wear?
I wear 10.5 to 11.
Okay, and how about pants?
Pants, they're about, I would say, since I lost some weight, I'd say about a 40.
Okay, and what about so the waist is a 40, and what about the length?
For jeans itself, it has to be about a 34. And I don't know how to tell the
And shirts are probably like an extra large or so?
Actually, I wear triple, but double X would work.
Okay. Well, we're going to have to hook you up with the Hummingbird Mission there on Hopkins, and they're great people. They'll have some clothing for you and stuff. And, for now, man, we wish you all the luck in the world.
I wish everybody else luck, too.
All right.
Because it's always good to be alive.
Absolutely. All right, guys. Thanks for watching.